Now to a Target 12 Investigators exclusive. For the first time in its history, the Rhode Island State Police is on the verge of implementing body-worn cameras.
For 6 months, the agency has quietly been working on a pilot program testing the technology. 12 News has the results of that test drive.
And we sat down with the agency's top cop, who is forging ahead with getting cameras outfitted on all of its troopers. Target 12 investigator Tim White is here now with the exclusive details.
The Rhode Island State Police is looking to not only implement body-worn cameras, but return to a system the agency abandoned in 2006 with in-car cameras, as much of a trooper's job is done on the road. This is the first body cam footage ever publicly released by the Rhode Island State Police.
Hey, stop right there, you're gonna get bit! Stop it, you're gonna get bit by a dog!
Because until recently, a Rhode Island State trooper has never worn one.
Watch him! Watch him!
The video provided to Target 12 shows the state police assisting another department in a search for a suspect back in November. The footage captured as part of a 6-month state police pilot program to test body-worn cameras and in-car systems. The final report of that pilot revealed Rhode Island is one of only 3 state police agencies in the country that does not use any kind of video system. Is that a distinction that you want?
No, that is a very good point.
State Police Superintendent James Manny says Rhode Island is an outlier along with New Hampshire and New York.
Once we started doing the research, we realized we really needed to
Did that surprise you that you were one of 3?
It did. And that conversation was had in the first 48 hours I was here, back as the superintendent.
So that tells me that this is a priority for you.
It is. It's been a priority from day one.
A priority as police community relations have become increasingly strained in the wake of controversial use of force incidents. Police officers are often reluctant to wear cameras when agencies are considering the technology.
Well, let's face it, I don't know really anyone in any line of work that would like to have a camera on them and follow them in their day-to-day activities.
And the pilot program encountered some bumps in the road, like accidental recording of relief breaks or private telephone conversations. Manny says there will be growing pains, but he has already seen troopers' attitudes shift toward acceptance.
These troopers recognize that their credibility is at stake sometimes.
Policy surrounding the cameras is being worked out now, like when video will get released and how. You can see the footage provided to Target 12 was blurred.
I don't want to be in a situation where putting something out there too quickly.
Attorney General Peter Nerona acknowledges there can be a conflict between preserving an investigation and public interest in seeing a video, but says he would support releasing footage quickly if tensions are high.
If we want policing to be transparent, and through that transparency build confidence in our policing, body cameras in my mind are a strong way to do that.
Manny says state police leaders are looking closely at the policy in Providence, a department that has had body cameras since 2017, as well as with the New Jersey State Police. He hopes to have his troopers outfitted by the end of the year.
There's no secret that there's a general mistrust right now in 2021 for law enforcement agencies across the country. We cannot afford not to do this. We must do this.
Implementing the program won't be cheap. Coming up, new at 6, what the state police camera program may cost and who in the agency will get them. With the Target 12 investigators, Tim White, 12 News.
Now a Target 12 investigators exclusive. As we first revealed at 5, the Rhode Island State Police is on the brink of equipping troopers with body-worn cameras for the first time.
A pilot program found Rhode Island is one of only 3 state police agencies in the nation that doesn't have body-worn or in-car cameras. New at 6, we talked to the head of the Rhode Island State Police about how much this program will cost.
We also learn who on the force will be wearing these cameras. Target 12 investigator Tim White is here now with the exclusive details.
Colonel James Manny says in all about 155 of the agency's 245 members will get body-worn cameras, and roughly the same number of vehicles will get in-car cameras. This body cam footage from November shows a Rhode Island state trooper helping another department in a suspect search.
Stop it, you're gonna get bit by a dog! Stop it, you're gonna get bit!
It's the first body cam video from the state police ever publicly released because the agency has never had them.
Now is the time. 46 out of 49 state police agencies have it. We cannot be on an island alone here.
Colonel James Manny says implementing a camera program was a priority when he was sworn in 2 years ago, and the agency embarked on a 6-month pilot program.
You're all being recorded, okay?
With 19 personnel taking part.
And it's very important to have transparency with an agency to build trust with the community.
Do you have a back-of-the-napkin estimate on what the annual cost to a body-worn camera and in-car camera system will be?
I do. It's not a cheap proposal. It comes with a cost, but once again, we cannot afford not to do this.
Manny says the cost of the equipment and cloud storage for all the video will cost roughly $2.5 million for 5 years, but that's only part of the cost. He says there is also training and adding full and part-time employees to manage the program, including a legal counsel to handle public records requests. Are you going to need money from the state budget to fund this?
We've spoken to the governor about this. We do anticipate some type of funding that will be needed.
But Manny says the agency is in the process of applying for federal grants, an effort that is also being spearheaded by Attorney General Peter Nerona with other Rhode Island police departments.
If we want policing to be transparent and through that transparency build confidence in our policing, body cameras in my mind are a strong way to do that.
The vast majority of the cameras will be worn by troopers, sergeants, and corporals in the patrol division, and their cars will be outfitted with them as well.
One thing we're studying now is should the Detective Bureau also be wearing body-worn cameras. Speaking to the other colonels in New England, none do.
Manny acknowledges there is always reluctance by rank and file when an agency embarks on body-worn camera systems, but he says in just 2 years, he's seen attitudes shift.
These troopers recognize that their credibility is at stake sometimes.
Manny says there are several moving parts in the works right now, including the timing of the potential grant funding, but he says troopers may be outfitted with body-worn cameras by the end of the year. With the Target 12 investigators, Tim White, 12 News.